and gentlemen, as always, I'm your host, Airsoft Al, and welcome to another Media Reviews. Today I want to kind of talk about another fanfiction that kind of fits into the category of Batmay! For those of you who don't know what Batmay is, Batmay was started by, of course, none other than Channel Awesome. Walter Banasiak, to be exact, when he started covering the Batman animated series, all of its seasons, and is now doing, as of recording of this video, Batman The New Adventures, which was basically where they switched over from the animated series style to the Superman the animated series style of animation and character design. I personally have no issue with that. I kind of like both, but then again, I grew up with it, so to the new kids who came after the fact, which style do you like more between the two, you know, the animated series or New Adventures? Let me know in the comments section. But in all seriousness, though, today I want to talk about Never Return, a Harry Potter fanfiction. Yes, I know, give me a break. Which is Batman, but we find out a little bit more about Harry Potter's family and the fact of, apparently there are some in pretty high places, and the author, Killer Ninja, was getting some shit, and I'll be honest, I kind of understand it, but at the same time, I think some of the shit the author gets is kind of not warranted. And let me tell you why. Because in this story, Harry Potter finds out that after his name comes out, of course, the goblet, and this is in Dumbledore's plans, seeming to be going to according to plan, decides to hook up with Sirius, get the fuck out of Britain, and is like, screw this, I'm out.
Alright, I gotta leave, okay?
John, we just started, come on, man.
Listen, there's a lot to see in this life. Not wasting it here.
And finds out that he has American cousins. And I'll be honest, that's something we never really thought about. Was the British family the only family he actually had? Was there no one in America? Was there no one in frickin' India? Was there no one in Ireland, in fucking Russia, France, Germany, Poland? Was there nobody else in the Potter family tree? Just saying, that's kind of a big oversight there. Kind of a really big oversight there, but either way, no. So he actually has some family in America who are pretty high up in terms of the government. And that makes sense coming from an aristocratic family, or at least a family that has a lot of connections, a lot of power. And if their politics are good, then yes, they're going to go far, especially in the American political system. And especially in D.C. And that's where Batman comes into play, because Harry and Sirius decide to basically go to Gotham. Why Gotham? You're serious. You're fucking serious, right?
You serious?
Gotham is literally the one place you can go to, no one give a shit about, and basically start a new life. Hell, the only reason the IRS would show up there is because the fact someone didn't pay their taxes. And everybody pays their fucking taxes, even the Joker.
I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS, no, thank you.
I'm just saying, okay? When the only federal government agency they're afraid of is the frickin' IRS, you know that Gotham is a good place to go to basically disappear. Speaking of disappearing, Harry's absence is discovered and is kept on the down low. Well, except of course when his American cousin and family member actually shows up in Britain to do some curse-breaking work, finds out what's going on, and immediately starts going to work. Now, a lot of people have basically said that the character, that is Harry's cousin, is kind of a Marty Stew. No, actually. He's an American.
America?
And as a Tennessean, no, that is actually how we work. We literally do the job until the job is fucking done. That's American behavior. That is American exceptionalism. That is American bravado. The motherfucker is an American. And is doing the good qualities of being an American versus the bad qualities. So, yeah, no, this guy's an American. And has that Reaganomics type mindset of, hey, I'm doing a good day's work, and I'm gonna do the work. And when something bad is found, especially when something is related to something else that we happily will basically take a gun to and just absolutely gun down like no tomorrow, then yeah, no, this motherfucker's going to basically make sure that thing doesn't happen. And I'm trying to not spoil as much as possible. I'm just trying to give you guys a sort of overview on it, because this story is actually well written, well paced, and is actually really good. And I love the representation of America here, especially in the DC universe. And again, much like with Mando Vet and Under the Raven's Wing, the author could explore America, especially how magical America kind of deals with regular America and the superheroes flying around, and the fact of, oh hey, yeah, no, there are bigger threats out there than some dark motherfucking wizard and some backwater nation that we do not care about. There is a literal evil god called Darkseid on a planet known as Apocalypse that literally was able to go toe-to-toe with Superman, brainwash him, make him his own little slave for a little bit, and then we help break said conditioning, and we basically now have to plan to basically face that son of a bitch to literally take him out should he ever come to Earth. Not only that, but since this is set in the DC universe, and I can't really get a good grip on which DC universe this motherfucker's using. He's either using, of course, Justice League / Justice League Unlimited, or he is using the later half where it's like, where it is the later Batman movies, or the later DC movies, the animated movies. Because we do see this with, of course, Damian Wayne, who is the legitimate son, well, legitimate / illegitimate child of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul. And it's clear the author wants to set up a relationship between Damian and Harry Potter. And you know what? I'm all for it. I back that shit up 100%. Because in my mind, Damian's got a type. And that type is brooding, dark, and goth. And in my mind, Harry at least fits 2 of those factors. The only other thing that we saw with Damian Wayne in terms of an actual relationship with this motherfucker, or at least setting up for a possible relationship, is Raven. And anyone who says Raven is not your waifu in a DC universe, especially one of the many waifus, you need to get yourself checked as a man of culture. Okay? And if I'm to be honest, I can see Damian having an open relationship between him, Harry, and Raven. I'm just saying, okay? Moving on. As this is going on, of course, and like I said, basically, he can explore this, because, again, I brought up some pretty good fucking points here, okay? Brought up some pretty good fucking points. The big thing, though, is that now in the later chapters that Magical Britain is finally getting off its ass to do its goddamn job, or at least under Dumbledore's guise, going forward, he can actually explore the government interactions, because technically speaking, if Harry wanted to, he could actually drop his British citizenship, and the American Potters not only, of course, take control of the main Potter branch, because technically speaking, that lordship now falls to them as the legal of-age guardians and of blood relatives and of magic. Basically, magic and blood will recognize that these guys are of higher standing than Harry here. They can take that over, take everything from Britain, basically, crash British economy, bring it over to America, because USA, USA, USA!
America, fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah! America, fuck yeah! Freedom is the only way, yeah!
And literally, basically, go from there. Again, it can the economy, all of this can be explored. All of it. And I want the author to explore this idea. But again, the other... politics aside, of course, the other thing that the author can really explore is, again, the fact that magic is known to the world, minus Europe, well, minus small parts of Europe and Britain. Why? Do I need to even bring it up? Do I need to bring up what DC has? Do I need to even bring up the superheroes? Do I even need to bring up half the shit that happens in the world in the DC universe? Do I even need to bring up half the supervillains who are magical? Do I even need to bring up Darkseid again? Do I even need to bring up the freaking Green Lantern Corps? The different Green Lanterns? Do I have to bring up any of it? Take your pick! Seriously, put everything in the DC universe on roulette wheel, spin that sucker, and let it land on whatever can be used as an example for magic. Anything. Anything. Because let's face it, magical America could basically, and in a most literal sense, just come out and be like, yeah, no, we haven't hidden magic since Superman showed up. Magic's been out in the open for us for a long time, and I'm surprised you morons haven't decided to come into the 21st century yet. And that's a big thing right there, is that when British auras could actually come over, I mean, hell, they could, the author could pull a frickin' Yojosinki and basically have it to where the guns literally infused with magic, so every time they basically load up a magazine, they basically have the power of frickin' a small cannon in their hand. And anytime these motherfuckers come up, they can basically show up with some pity pity shoo shoo bang bangs and bring some frickin' 55676 to freedom on some motherfuckers. I'm sorry, I get a little excited when it comes to America, if you couldn't tell. But in all seriousness though, the story itself is actually well written, well paced. I actually love it. And I am looking forward to when we actually see the repercussions, or at least the international community, because technically speaking, while yes, in the last chapter, as of recording this video, technically speaking, the heads of the foreign ministries of magic were there, those were just like ambassadors. That was not, in my mind, those were the ambassadors. They were not the actual leaders of that world. Meaning that, in a literal sense, America and its allies, including Japan, and NATO, of course, what am I saying, all NATO countries, could literally give the finger to Britain, or at least magical Britain, and basically say, yeah, no, we're stepping in. Because here's the thing. I could get into that. I could go into why a actual intervention should have happened the first go-around, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let you guys argue that in the comments section of why, oh yeah, a military intervention or any sort of international intervention should have happened the first go-around, for obvious reasons. But either way, though, all I'm going to say is that if you want to read this yourself, pinned comment down below, because I legitimately am looking forward to this. And again, the author has a great setup here to not only, of course, explore Magical America and, of course, its relationship with its non-magical branch, Cadmus, all the DC stuff, even the fact of, as long as they don't try to force Harry back and even go as far as to basically be like, yeah, no, screw this, we're dropping our British citizenship and basically staying in America, because at least in America, I'm safer than over in Britain. At least in America, I know the threats in Gotham, I know who's here in Gotham, I know all this stuff, and even if Death Eaters show up, they're basically good as dead, because it ain't Poison Ivy that's going to strangle them with her vines, which, that's another thing I forgot to bring up. If you want to, author, you can actually use Harley Quinn. Like the Harley Quinn Poison Ivy thing. Like that continuity as well, in junction with this other DC continuity. Just saying, that's something you can actually do. If Ivy ain't strangling them with her plants. If Mr. Freeze, Victor Freeze, ain't freezing them, unless of course Nora has been cured and is now up and about, happily walking around. If Jinx ain't killing them, if any of the DC Rogues Gallery ain't murdering them in 20 different ways here to Sunday, then the heroes are going to be there. The Caps are going to be there. The frickin' heavily armed counter-terrorism American horrors who are ready to basically go to Afghanistan ain't going to gun them down in very much so fashion, because America does not negotiate with terrorists. We do not tolerate terrorists. We will literally drop you.
Fuckface. First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face! Now, I don't know what kind of pan-Pacific bullshit power play you're trying to pull here, but Asia Jack is my territory. So whatever you're thinking, you better think again. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to head down there, and I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you! I will fuck you up!
And then literally, it is a variety of many different things. Because America is a different breed. I'm just saying. We Americans, Different breed of people. Different breed of people. But either way, though, like I said, if you want to read this yourself, it's down there in the pinned comment. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to help out the channel, consider checking out Braytac, our referral link down below. That basically takes tagging, or not tagging, my bad. I don't know why I keep saying tagging. That literally takes the Thunderbee grenades and turns it into a 9mm blank sound grenade, essentially. By literally just taking this part here and literally having a new shell, new housing that basically allows you to put a 9mm blank inside of it and fire it off. So if you want something like that, then please consider checking out our referral link down below. Going through that referral link gives us a bit of help and a bit of kickback from our friends at Braytac over in Italy. The same people who literally make, well, not the same people, but the same nation that gave us the Beretta and the Benelli. Or if you want to help out the channel directly, consider checking out the PayPal and or Cash App down below. It's folks like you that actually make what we do here possible and allow us to get a lot of cool stuff like the German Thunderbee potato masher right here, or of course the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. And or many other grenades or many other cool things of that nature, including now the new studio light. The last thing we have, of course, on our list of things we want to do to improve the background is, of course, the Fallout light neon sign that will go right here that will just give a nice little bit of a flavor to the background here. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been your Soft Dial, and I shall see all you lovely, lovely people in the next video. Till next time. Later.